Ladies and gentlemen, today the Show Me State, Missouri, rises to the challenge and throws the swamp out. This is going on wherever you live. So don't turn the TV, the radio, the podcast channel off just because I said Missouri. What's happening in Missouri is going to happen in your state if it hasn't already. Missouri grassroots, true Trump MAGA conservatives have absolutely shocked the system, the swamp system, with their victory today. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to call out the bad guys by name today. Listen, no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're going to call these rhinos out. We are at war within the party. We have got to put a stop to this. We are just have been plagued far too long by the rhino problem. This is all going to be discussed. Plus, two of the key members of the Missouri grassroots Trump delegate slate and what they've done to secure the victory in the state, the Show Me State, my home state. Ladies and gentlemen, the right side with Doug Billings is now upon you. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey everybody, my name is General Mike Flynn, and I'm here to do a big shout out for my great friend and one of the best in the business, Mr. Doug Billings. Right side with Doug Billings, right side with Doug Billings. Doug is the future of the airwaves when it comes to independent broadcasters and podcasters. He is the new Rush Limbaugh. He's exactly what America needs right now, looking for honesty, looking for wisdom, looking for truth, looking for patriotism. Listen to Doug Billings at Right Side with Doug Billings. God bless you and God bless America, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are winning. We're winning, winning, winning. Welcome to the Right Side with Doug Billings. Are you ready?
We are not liberal snowflakes who melt away in the face of tragedy, adversity, and challenge. We are a covenant nation under God, and his divine providence is not dead and it's not gone. It is living within each and every one of you. And you will bring it to life in such a way that the world has never seen before. We never back down. We never give up. We march forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, every once in a while, miracles happen in the midst of adversity, challenge, and tragedy. Like the last 4 years underneath Administrator Biden, right? And the policies, the politics, and the platform of the radical left coalition of immorality that used to be called the Democrat Party. I call them the Communist Socialist Party. They have been toppling down chaos on purpose. We have also realized across this republic a problem within the conservative Republican movement, the rhino issue, one of our key Achilles heels. People who may once have called themselves Republicans, but are members of the swamp, right? They're so much like their liberal counterparts, the ones who don't want to relinquish power, that hold on to power as long as they can, and who remain in the system for 30 and 40 years, right? The founding fathers had no intent for anybody to be in public service, and especially not elected offices, for 30 and 40 years. Can we all agree on that? And so these people become part of the establishment, part of the swamp. And, God bless them. Some of them might not even realize it. But they wake up and they're all of a sudden addicted to the power, to the prestige, to the perks, to the whatever they get. And we are putting a stop to it. They're turning the country in the wrong direction. We in the state of Missouri, my home state. Now, to be fully transparent, I no longer live in Missouri. It has a special place in my heart. Go Chiefs, go Royals. I'm sorry, people in St. Louis and other. Go Chiefs, go Royals, all right? I was born and raised in the Kansas City area, Jackson County to be specific. We have leadership, and you know this wherever you live, who get accustomed to where they are and how they've achieved certain things. They want to remain in those positions, but they take the country in drastically different directions. They compromise too much with the radical liberal mob. And they might not even be Republicans at all. Some of them in the rhino class of our party are not Republicans. They are up and up, straight up Democrats who know that they can't get elected in their districts because of that fact. It's a Republican district. So what do? They put an R behind their name and they go apply to be on the ballot as a Republican. We have groups within the state of Missouri, and perhaps you do in your state. I hope you do. If you don't, you should, whereby we begin to vet candidates for the right to put an R behind their name. This is important. people, the Rhino class will go, well, wait a minute, who's going to decide who's a Republican, who's not? I'm tired of that. Not for me. That's tyranny. No. Ladies and gentlemen, we can tell, we can come together and tell by either if it's a current person who's in office, we can look at their voting record. If it's someone who's running for office for the first time, a simple vetting process. It's not confrontational. You simply answer questions and so forth. We ask what you believe in, where you want the country to go, where do you want your state to go, where do you want your county to go, and we at least try to get you on record as far as where you will go once and if you win office. This is not confrontational. It's not controversial. This is absolutely intellectually mature. The people who don't want to vet, those are the rhinos. Those are the ones you have to need to worry about, because they know that if they're vetted and if their true colors are shown to the public, they might lose that power that they strive so desperately to cling to. Now, Missouri, just to give you a brief synopsis of what happened, and I'm going to have a couple of guests on here in about 10 or 15 minutes, and they're going to go into some greater detail. But in Missouri, in the month of May, they had the Missouri GOP convention, whereby they were going to elect delegates to go to the convention in Milwaukee, the Republican National Convention that is scheduled to start this Sunday evening. Now, we're going to show you, as we did on Monday, the video of the vote in the Missouri GOP, an absolute obvious landslide victory for this grassroots Trump, make America great, make Missouri great, make the Republic great again group of grassroots conservatives won a resounding victory. It's obvious. I'll show you the tape in a few minutes when the guests come on the program. But trust me, it's obvious. Now, they win. They get to go to Milwaukee. They're the delegates. All right, everybody begins to pack their bags, make their plans, book their hotel rooms, etc. Hang on a minute. Wait. The radical mob, the GOP swamp establishment says, no, we're not going to let go. No, there's a problem here. We're going to think of something. And they go to the back rooms. They get online. They make cell phone calls to one another. They text each other. What are we going to do? How are we going to get out? How are we going to stop this? We can't lose our positions. What? The grassroots? They're not smart enough to do this. We're the establishment. We're the only ones that can go to Milwaukee for the prestige of being able to nominate president. These people don't like Trump any more than Nikki Haley does. Let me tell you that right now. So they begin to connive and work together to throw the grassroots membership under the bus. Withdraw your slate, says one of the members. I can't say her name because that would be indiscreet, right? Carrie Almond. Carrie Almond makes plans with Nick Myers, the leader of the Missouri GOP. Hey, Nick, withdraw your slate. Don't worry. Let the grassroots have their 15 minutes of fame here at the convention because I'm on the contest committee. I'll swoop in and lobby for you at the contest committee. And by the way, we've got Derek Good over here. Derek's an attorney. And don't you know he works for the law firm that represents the Missouri GOP? Can you spell conflict of interest? We'll get him involved. We'll have him write a snazzy letter on his legal letterhead saying we're going to file a complaint. There was credentialing mistakes and errors made. We're not going to put up with this. La-di-da-di. Then we got Dan O'Sullivan, who's never had any friends in his life until he became members with these guys. He's going out there making plans, conniving. Chris Howard can't stand it. He's on video. He's the parliamentarian. Look, he's going to show you. When we show you the tape, he can't believe it. Oh, my God, they lost. He puts his hand in his face, and he can't believe it, but he claps because he has to. He's on the stage, after all. He's got to make it look good. And then you've got Ben Baker, who doesn't know what he's trying to do everything that he can to impede, to interrupt, and to derail not only the grassroots Republican group that's there, but the convention in general. And then you've got elected officials who are in office who aren't coming forth publicly, not like Bill Eigel did, not like Will Sharp did, not like Denny Hoskins did, to stand shoulder to shoulder with the grassroots movement in Missouri. They didn't come forward. And you know who didn't? Jay Ashcroft didn't come forward. You know who else didn't come forward? Mike Kehoe didn't come forward. Mike Kehoe, the member of the swamp hierarchy in the state of Missouri. Of course he's not going to come forward. He doesn't want these people in. You've got Mark Alford, a United States congressman. No, Doug, I don't want to get involved in state politics. Really, Mark? Really? Well, you're nominating or endorsing Rhinos, that looks like you're getting involved in state politics to me. Why not get involved with the people that put you in office in the first place? You say that you're a Trump guy. Well, these are the people, the grassroots folks that really are, and they were circumvented. There was a coup pulled out against them this week by the Missouri GOP, and I am so infuriated at people who are not coming forward, who claim to be one of us. I don't want to get involved in state politics. Give me a break. Your career depends on state politics. Josh Hawley, never heard a word from him. Sent email, sent text, never heard a freaking word from him. Ladies and gentlemen, we are beyond the point of being nice. We have got to make a stand just like they did in Missouri. And I am so proud of what these people did. I am not going to be quiet about it. I'm going to talk about other states too. Kansas, Wisconsin. We have friends in all of these states. Arizona, Michigan. I could name every state. You have rhino issues and problems. And look, well, I've got to worry about being politically correct, Doug. I can't say things publicly. I'll back you up in the background. Oh, and don't blame Jay Ashcroft, the guy that's got the famous last name. He was doing things in the background. Nonsense. Abject BS. I don't buy it. We are shoulder to shoulder together in the trenches with regards to all of this. Every single one of us have got to buy in. I'm reminded of the 56 men who signed the Declaration of Independence. Do you think they would have said, hey, look, hey, Thomas Jefferson, hey, Ben Franklin, hey, John Adams, I'll support you in the background. Don't bring me out. No, they had the guts to put their name on the parchment. They stood up, and every one of them risked everything, and they knew it. We are in that kind of war. That revolutionary period is now upon us. We at the grassroots simply must stand together. And I'm proud. I wish I could name every single one of the delegates from the state of Missouri that are now reinstated to be delegates at the national convention. I'm going to be watching every night. And every time they show that gathering of Missouri grassroots delegates there on the conference room floor, I'm going to tip my hat and give them a cheers. So proud of them. We're going to have a couple of them on the program in just a few minutes. Kobe Cullens and Linda Rance, who have done incredible work. Now, they're just two. There have been so many. I could list Maisie Christensen, Melissa Thomas, Cynthia Haggard, so many people. And the politicians that I mentioned, Bill Eigert, Will Scharf, Denny Hoskins. Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for your commitment to stand shoulder to shoulder with Missouri grassroots conservatives. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment of no return for us. We go forward, and we're reminded again that despite the chaos that has been cascaded down upon us from this commune socialist, formerly known as Democrat Party, we understand where we are, what we have to do. We understand if you're in the state of Missouri, Nick Myers, the current chairman of the Missouri GOP, who lost in a resounding defeat to the grassroots, Nick Myers needs to resign immediately. David Leitner, Maryam Mohammad-Khani need to take over right now, the newly elected Missouri GOP leadership. This cannot stand. It cannot stand. Carrie Almond is a problem. She is a rhino that has absolutely proven that she will go to great lengths to go into the background and backstab the people who have won. She must not be allowed to retain the position of leadership in Missouri politics. Missourians, you must rise up. To be able to think she would plan and plot, don't worry, Nick, to Nick Myers, the leader, you've lost, you're going to lose. We don't want you to be publicly embarrassed, but don't worry, I'm on the contest committee, and I'm going to lobby for you. We're going to go to Milwaukee, and we're going to win. We're going to see that these grassroots Trump supporters aren't seated as delegates. Carrie Almond, ladies and gentlemen, don't let her fool you. And Derek Good, I mentioned earlier, the lawyer. You got Gordon Kenney. Gordon Kenney and Carrie Almond both claim they're Trump endorsed. BS. They wrote a check. They gave some money. A Trump staffer in the office printed a picture and lithographed the signature, and they sent it to him. Hey, thanks for the money. We endorse. We endorse you. President Trump does not know who Gordon Kenney or Carrie Almond are. I can promise you that. Oh, but Doug, I've seen a picture of them with Trump. They were at an event with a lot of people. They got in line and they got a picture. It's not like they had policy discussions with 45. You know what I mean? It's infuriating that these people do this, and I'm done with it. I'm going to call them out every time I see it. And it's not just these people in Missouri. I want to hear from you today. 901-316-8404. 901-316-8404. We got to take a break. I'm worked up. You can tell. Kobe, we're going to have, listen, take a deep breath, Doug. We are going to have two of the key players from Missouri on the program, and they are going to walk you through what's been going on. You're going to want to, I'm going to show you the video of the convention where they won. Kobe Cullens, Linda Rance, when we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with me. God bless you. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that you could change the trajectory of your aging process? Look and feel better, live younger, be more active, less pain when you move around, sleep better, diminish the lines and the wrinkles on your face? Really? This is what I'm telling you. It's possible. You see, low stem cell activity happens when we get older. And it could be causing many of the health problems that some people have in the world today. Because as we get older, we have less stem cell activity, which means we age faster and we heal slower. The secret is a clinically proven and patented phototherapy non-transdermal patch, whose technology is the result of over 90 clinical studies and over 20 years of research. Your healthier life can begin today. For true age reversal. Age reversal, ladies and gentlemen. Please go to liveyongerwithdoug.us. Liveyongerwithdoug.us, ladies and gentlemen. Get over there today. Or if you'd like, text my name, Doug, to 41372. Doug, text it. 41372. And get over to liveyongerwithdoug.us. Get younger. Feel younger. I'm doing it. I'm wearing this patch. I feel great, and so will you. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. For the Republic. Cheers.
The Right Side with Doug Billings.
I want to tell you about the good people over at EMP Shield, electromagnetic pulse. Electromagnetic pulse, ladies and gentlemen, it can fry your home electrical system or your vehicle's electrical system. But if you attach one of these, now this is for your breaker box at home. There's a smaller version that goes on your battery of your car, your vehicle, that will prevent it from being fried in the event of an electromagnetic pulse. Because as you know, thanks to Administrator Biden, many people coming across the border now who don't exactly have the best of intentions. Protect yourself. EMPshield.com. Get huge discounts over there if you use the promo code Doug.
Doug Billings, driving the left crazy with the truth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right Side with Doug Billings, where I'm doing what I've been called by God to do, restoring the Republic to his divine providence and the intent of the founders, doing it with your help. We are in this together. And you, ladies and gentlemen, members of the most intellectually mature audience of the program, of all of podcast land, because you listen and you watch this program. A quick reminder, DougBillings.us. Please head over there, DougBillings.us. That's where you can prayerfully consider what is the truth worth to you. We give you the show for free, but what's it worth to have this analysis and this commentary delivered to you when the legacy media so often lets us down and does not deliver the truth? DougBillings.us. Prayerfully consider a recurring monthly donation over there so that I can continue to bring you the truth and this kind of commentary. Okay, state of Missouri, the show me state. They showed us today how to beat the swamp. And two of the key members who have been involved in all of this since May, if not before, when all of this nonsense began to happen, Kobe Cullens and Linda Rance. I'd like to bring them on right now. Welcome to the Right Side, Patriot heroes.
me. Hi, Kobe.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Look at you guys. Awesome. Hey, I am so proud of you. First of all, on behalf of the state of Missouri, on behalf of patriots everywhere throughout the Republic, thank you. This has been work. It's been difficult. It's been time away from home and family. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're glad to do it.
Yeah, and Kobe's got a big piece of this with a lot of other people. I just feel honored to be here talking about the little part I did.
And you're having a little fun at the county fair, aren't you, Linda, right now? I'm
sitting at the Osage County Fair. Yes, we're giving away free Trump signs. If anybody's nearby, come and get your free Trump signs.
So I want to just kind of go back in time a little bit. We earlier this week, Kobe was on with another Patriot, Maisie Christensen, and I call her name out too because she's been great. I wish I could name everybody. I wish I could. There's so many people that have done so many incredible things above and beyond the call of duty. We have a video clip, and I just want to set this up briefly for the audience. This is the convention in May, the Missouri GOP convention. You guys, they called for a stand-up vote. Nick Myers, you'll see Nick on the stage. He calls for the vote. You'll also see Chris Hansen. Is that his last name? Chris?
Howard.
Chris Howard. He was the parliamentarian. He's in a suit and tie sitting on the stage. So I'm just going to let Logan run this tape, and then I'll let the video speak for itself. But let's take a look. Logan, let's run that clip.
As my parliamentarians tell me, and I believe to be true, we will do a standing vote. All right? All those in favor of accepting the credentials report, stand. Okay, so if you want to not accept it, or in other words, a nay, let's all sit down first. I think we see that number. If you are against accepting the credentials report, please stand. Seeing no nays and an overwhelming number of yeses, the credentials report is accepted.
Okay, Logan. All right. Okay, so that there's so much going on. First of all, Chris, the parliamentarian, the vote, nobody else stands up to object to these new credentialing rules. He's like going, oh my God, what's going on? And then he looks around, takes his glasses off. He's befuddled. He doesn't know what to do. He claps because he feels like he has to. It was a moment of beauty, but that's the credentialing rules they passed unanimously. Nobody stood up to object, and that's where this whole thing began to slip away from them, and they began to conspire against you. So let me start. Linda, ladies first. Let me start with you. So from that moment on, what was your take on events? Like, what did you sense? Did you sense the conniving and the conspiracies going on behind your back after that victory?
I don't think I was an alternate, so I got to observe. I wasn't in a delegate seat, and I don't think I was aware, or anybody I was talking to felt that at that point that there was an absolute push for something to happen. But I did leave around 5 or so when they were working on the platform. The Osage delegates stayed in their seats the whole time, and they said, "We don't need you, go home." We had a long drive. They were calling me in the car, and that's when we heard that they started having these legislators, our own Republican legislators, start playing games with the platform and eventually calling for a quorum, which shut down the platform. At that point, we knew they weren't ready to quit. At least I felt that. I don't think any of us could have really projected or predicted that they were going to take this contest. But now in retrospect, I think we're all learning, and we're learning quickly, and they're not going to have the same bag of tricks going ahead in the future.
Kobe, you were there and you witnessed that whole thing. Yes. When Nick Myers, he calls for the vote, everybody sees it. How did this play out in Milwaukee? You're up there. You were appealing our case, the Grassroots case. Did you show the video? What evidence? What did you put forth? And how was it received? Did you have a good feeling the whole week, or were you frightened? And then was it just today where you thought, wow, after this victory, did it take you by surprise?
Well, that's a lot of questions, but I'm thankful to be up here in Milwaukee, and we've been fighting all week, grassroots lobbying in our hotel and in the hallways up here, and just getting our message out. Because a firm believer, and this is true with Grassroots, is if we can just get our message out, the truth, then we can persuade people, and that's what we wanted to do. So we're glad to be here in Milwaukee. I'm so thankful that I continued to appeal it. We've had to appeal this multiple times to get to this point. And finally, someone listened. And the Credentials Committee of the Republican National Convention this morning allowed us to present our case. And that video you just watched was the absolute turning point in our presentation and argumentation this morning. When we showed that video, they literally, the feeling in the room changed because they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And the fact that the contest committee had the opportunity to look at that video, but they had not looked at it actually, and had determined that our credentialing was faulty when we had a unanimous approval. So that video was the turning point.
And look, and I'll be the bad guy so you guys don't have to. Nick Myers should resign immediately. I know he's been voted out. I hope to gosh that we have David Leitner and Marianne Mohammadkhani come back in as the chair and co-chair of the Missouri GOP. I hope that is still intact. Do you have any idea about that piece of it?
You know, the contest and the credentials committee, the two committees that have been involved here, have no jurisdiction over the committee man and the committee woman. However, I just can't imagine, with the overwhelming response that we had today, a unanimous verdict in our favor, I cannot imagine that the newly elected grassroots committee man and committee woman would not easily retain their seats.
Okay, let me paint the picture that I have painted before so that you don't have to be the bad guys, but let me just give you my opinion about what I saw and what I've heard. And all you have to do is agree or say, no, Doug, actually, that's not correct. But here's what I think. So we have Nick Myers was not going to win re-election. His slate was not going to win. And it would have been a devastating public landslide against him. So we have Carrie Allman then come in and say, hey, Nick, why don't you withdraw your slate? Take them off. Let these Patriot, Trump, grassroots, men and women with pitchforks come in and have their 15 minutes of fame, and we'll let them win now. But I'll begin to lobby for you on the contest committee because I'm a member of that committee, and I've got to pull a few strings, and we'll get their credentials revoked. And then we've got Derek Good over here. He's an attorney, and by gosh, his firm represents, at least so I'm told, represents the Missouri GOP. So a little maybe conflict of interest. So Derek writes a letter, writes an email. Hey, we're going to challenge this. We think there's mistakes. What they're really saying is we can't stand to lose. And so then, and you've got Dan O'Sullivan working in the background, shaking hands and trying to get votes. So all of that happens, and they steal it. They take it away. They deslate you, for lack of a better term, right? Am I at all close to reality there?
I think if I could answer, Kobe, real quickly, I was sitting right by Carrie Allman during most of this because I moved down to the front of the alternate section. So I was chatting with her about things, mentioning that we had spoken before and such. I think it caught her by surprise. When she gave her nominating speech for National Committee Woman, she gave it from the heart, and I think she expected that people would believe her. I think there's I think you're on the right track, but I think there's something else nefarious. We have learned from other states that there's a common practice of selling these seats, and I have heard numbers as high as $30,000 per seat. And other states are saying, oh yeah, they do it all the time. Remember, prior to the convention, Nick, and you would imagine it was through the counsel of his lawyer, changed a rule, that the state committee changed a rule that conflicted of who got how many delegates. And so only 5 business days before the convention did our state rules committee pass a resolution on which one it would be. And Nick the chair got 16 delegates. So he had 16. If that's the case, he could potentially give away for favors or for money. Nobody really knows, but trust me, we're going to be looking into it. I heard at the convention when this happened that Nick felt awful because he had made some promises. That was the word they used. And he was now going to be held accountable. I think there was a lot more on the line for Nick and some of those people than just, hey, we're mad at the Grassroots for winning. I think they needed those seats back. And you can pretty much look at the list, the slate they put together, which we call the scab slate. The slate they put together when they were given the green light to do their own list. There's a lot of people on there that are questionable, and that's the Grassroots. We're not backing down. We're going to be following all those leads.
Kobe, thoughts on that?
I can't speculate exactly what happened and the motives and all that, but they were not happy, and I do believe they were conniving against us. But the contest committee, which was one that Carrie Almond was on and first heard our case, it was called on the carpet today. So when the credentials committee that met today, it's a totally different committee. We had 95 of the 110 members present today. Those 95 members in our hearing took the chairman of the contest committee to task, because that chairman was also present. And I don't believe that chairman will have their position any longer. They found out that contest committee did not in any manner recuse Carrie Almond, and she should have recused herself completely from the discussion, but she did not recuse herself from anything. We found out that they had the evidence. That was the testimony of the chairman. We had this video evidence. We had these affidavits, but she refused to answer as to whether or not they actually looked at them. She then said, well, we were in executive session and I can't tell you what we did. But she had the opportunity to say, oh, we watched the video. Oh, we read the evidence. And she refused to make that statement. And so I think that's very telling that the fix was in from the beginning. And the reason the fix was in was because Carrie Almond was on that committee.
Absolutely. I think it's obvious. Linda, Kobe, can you hang with me through this break real quickly and come back on the other side just for another few moments with me?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, after hearing this from Linda and Kobe, slime is the word. I mean, it's just slimy. I'm going to talk about what the remedies may be going forward. I'm going to ask you if you want to be part of a conversation and ask questions or just offer words of support. 901-316-8404 is our phone number. 901-316-8404. Call us. Offer some support. Have questions? We'll be happy to take them. And I'll be right back after this break with Linda and Kobe. Stay with us. Cheers.
We live in uncertain times. In fact, we live at a time when our own governments all over the world are warning us that there could be big problems with our power grid. World War III seems to be right on the horizon. Let me ask you this. Do you have a satellite phone? Should communications go down with cell towers? Do you have a satellite phone to get a hold of that college student or your spouse who travels, whatever it might be, to get a hold of your senior adult parents? We have satellite phones at worldviewtalk.com, and you get the satellite phone for free when you sign up for their very reasonable payment programs for the service. Sign up for the service with a reasonable contract, get the satellite phone for free. Worldviewtalk.com. You'll also find they have, well, what I now have, which is a solar generator. Yeah, I have a gas generator, an LP propane generator, but what if that goes down? I want to back up to my backup. So I now have a solar generator as well. You'll find them at worldviewtalk.com. Check it out today, worldviewtalk.com. Hello, I'm Brandon House. Melissa and I have been taking Bella Grace, this powerful elixir, since last fall, 2023. The results have been amazing. My hands would crack and bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't get them to stop cracking and bleeding. This year, I took Bella Grace, no cracking, no bleeding. My acid reflux, gone. Haven't had to take a Pepsid. My hair growth, the last 2 times I had my hair cut, the lady had to use thinning shears on my hair. That's amazing. We've also received incredible feedback from you, our listening audience, and the impact it's had for you. This is loaded with Astaxanthin, that's a powerful antioxidant. Collagen, but top grade collagen. Studies show 95% of it is being absorbed in the body because of the way they develop it. Then we have something called cat's claw. That's an anti-inflammatory from a vine in Peru. It's the bark, and it's an anti-inflammatory. There are about 80 clinical trials on Bella Grace. Please get a subscription now and save. MelissaHousebg.com.
The Right Side with Doug Billings, pointing out the intellectual immaturity of liberals.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Right Side with Doug Billings. We meet over here in determined prayer and determined patriotism. Linda Rance, Kobe Cullens with us on the program. Guys, we've got some callers calling in. This doesn't surprise me. A lot of people, not only in the state of Missouri, but around the country, wanting to ask you some questions or give support. Do you mind? Let's take a few calls. What do you think? It'll be fun. We've got on line number one, Melissa from the state of Missouri. Melissa, welcome to The Right Side. What's on your mind?
Well, Doug, you and I being old good friends, and Linda and Kobe just leading the charge for our team, I think that just a huge gratitude for everyone who has been out there fighting for us. I know that the establishment is peeved because the grassroots, and myself included, they've accused us that, well, where were you 20 years ago? Well, we were all working and doing our jobs because that's what we thought our elected officials were doing. And then 2020 happened and hell broke loose. And we're all involved now. And just the attitudes of, it's my turn, I've done this for 20 years, and they wear this like a badge of honor. And it's like, I don't know if you've noticed, but our world and our party has gone to hell in a handbasket. And so if they've been involved all these years, what have they been doing? And so I, for one, am very thankful that St. Louis doesn't get to just represent the whole state anymore. I grew up on the west side. I live on the west side. And I can tell you the Missouri GOP in Jefferson City has completely ignored anybody west of Columbia for 40 years. The HRCC doesn't put money toward good candidates to help us get out of our slumps on the Kansas City side. And I think that this is just a huge, huge win for people who are brand new, getting into our government, getting into what is self-governance. And I just want to thank Kobe and Linda for all of their determination, for David Leitner, for Miriam Muhammad Khani, for, just 100 other people who have been diligent, stood the line, stood firm, and we're going to keep doing it. We're not going anywhere.
And Melissa, you are one of those patriots on the ground and in the trenches. I didn't put it together until you started to talk. So Melissa, yes, I do know who you are now, and I appreciate you. We're in this together. You're one of the bright lights in the Missouri committeemen and women movement, and we've got to do what we can so that you can retain your influence in your seat there too. Linda and Kobe, I just want to give you a chance. Go ahead, Melissa. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere, and I think that that's what Linda and Kobe would agree. We're not going anywhere. That's why we kept standing and kept fighting, and Kobe and Linda brought their skills to the table and brought a victory. And there's just hundreds of us, and the more citizens we wake up and get engaged, there's going to be hundreds more. And that's the message that our state and any state needs to hear, is that all of these elites that have all this money that think that they can just buy and push and bully, I'm really hoping that those days are over.
Yeah, we hope that this is an inspiration for a lot of people, not only in Missouri, but around the Republic, where, hey, look what they did over in Missouri. We can do it here too, and we begin to push forward. So, Melissa, thanks very much for everything. We're shoulder to shoulder. Thanks for being on the right side.
Thank you, friend.
Bet. Linda, you wrote, with the help of others, Kobe was involved to a degree as well, this amicus brief. We've got a couple of other calls on the line I want to get to, but I do want to touch on this. It was a key piece of what was presented. Am I right?
We sent it into the RNC. I checked with Kobe. They were so busy and with their heads down getting the appeal ready, but a group of us that I reached out to, committee chairs, vice chairs, other people in the state, that I felt we had a standing to say, look, these were our delegates to the state convention who elected these delegates to the national convention that you have disenfranchised. And so we felt we had standing. So a group of 9 of us spent July 4th, our Independence Day, writing affidavits, which I pulled into an amicus brief. We got them notarized on July 5th. I ran it by poor Kobe. I think I maybe gave him a heart attack when I said, by the way, we're sending something in too. He was like, wait, because we don't want to undermine their efforts, right? But he was fine. We talked about it. We sent it in. We've had silence from the RNC legal department on it. We don't know who saw it, what it did, but it's gone out, and I can track how many people have actually downloaded and read it. I think it's powerful. The affidavits, really what the goal of it was, is to explain that even though the state GOP did everything wrong with credentialing on the day of our state convention, we all stepped up, and I was active, and Amy DeClue was active. There were people, we were actively helping to cure the issues so that we got to that moment of the vote. And most of your viewers probably don't realize the doors opened at 7 a.m. The meeting was supposed to start at 9 with the credentials report being presented. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That's 7 hours they could not pull together a credentials report. So we were working all those hours to cure it. To use it as the reason to get rid of our delegates was just, as all the great words, it was slimy, it was underhanded, and it was a coup. It was definitely a coup. So we were thrilled. I'm thrilled with the 9 people that they came together over a holiday and we organized that. It was an amazing honor to work with that group, and we're very proud of that document.
How apropos, July 4th, the work that was done for the state of Missouri. Incredible. Things sometimes don't happen by accident, I think.
God can. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's amazing. Let's go back to the phone lines. Looks like we have Gretchen on the line. She's in Missouri as well. Gretchen, welcome to the right side.
Thank you so much, Doug and Kobe and Linda and all the Patriots who have worked so hard on this. I just want to let everybody know how committed the Grassroots is. If we had lost that, we were all prepared to keep going. I mean, nobody was going to give up. Nobody's going to give in. And I've never seen just so much commitment and so much coming together. Not that everybody agrees on everything, but when it comes down, push comes to shove, everybody is united. And no one's going to give up. We're going to take our government back, period.
Amen. Thank you, Gretchen. Thanks for your support. You're right, and it's an inspiration. You're one of the ones that inspires that kind of passion, that kind of belief in what we're doing. It's just what we need, and it's going to ignite and wake up other people's passion, I think, throughout the Republic. So thank you very much for taking the time to call in. Also on the line, Holly. Holly, also from the state of Missouri. Welcome to the right side, Holly.
Hi, Doug. Holly Gergen here in Cass County. And hi, Linda. And hi, Kobe. My gosh, hello. You have no idea the celebrating, the crying, happy tears crying, and high-fiving that has been going across Missouri and I think other states today. It's been amazing.
You're right. You know, Holly, when I got a text from Maisie Christensen this morning in capital letters, we won a unanimous vote. And I had to ask
yes.
I got chills. You know, I went to Mass this morning. I went to Mass all week. I was like all of us praying. And this is a miracle. You know, these are things, again, we talk about.
God has moved in a big way. And that's been my prayer this whole time, that only God would move in such a way that we would know that this was all God's doing. We gathered in prayer last night at Cass County's We the People meeting. I came home and spent some serious time on my knees, just turning it over to God, letting it go. There was nothing else that I could do. And I woke up this morning and prepared to pray again. And as I started to, I heard the Spirit just say, be still, I've got this. And a complete sense of peace washed over me. And I knew it was going to be okay.
Right on. Amen. Yeah, it was God putting his foot down. I mean, it was God with the fist on the table. No more. You're not going to get in the way. You're not going to get in the way anymore, establishment. This is done.
So I'm sure others want to talk. So I really wanted to call in and just congratulate Linda, congratulate Kobe. Proud to just have been a small part in this with you guys, to stand arm in arm in solidarity. What a victory. The fight is not over. We have work to do, but today is a day for celebration. I love that our message is being carried across this nation from state to state. After some of the podcasts, I would be contacted by members and delegates of grassroots groups across the state saying this is what they've been through, this is what they've been going on, that they were praying and rooting for Missourians. I mean, how cool is that? That does not happen every day.
No, I think it's been a unifier. Kobe, Linda, I'm sure there were other states that came to our aid in all of this, right, Kobe?
Well, yeah, so 2 great stories, and one right there. From the moment we got into town this week, we had people meeting us in our hotel and in the hallways that already knew us, but we didn't know them. And they had seen on programs like yours, Doug, they had seen the video we had released, and they were patriots that were here, and they came and surrounded us in prayer and in effort. We were up until the wee hours of the morning this morning with a group of 20 in the lounge. We took over the lounge, and we were planning exactly how we would resolve this. And those patriots, and we have a team of patriots from Missouri, but these were also patriots from around the country that came by our side. And the other thing that really united us was our faith. We prayed before we began. We prayed when we ended. We prayed before we went in this morning. And I know, Doug, you've bathed this in prayer. I have. I told the Lord this morning, and oh, ye of little faith, that was me. I said, Lord, will you please just let us win by 1 vote? I will give you the glory, God, if you will let us win by 1 vote. Oh, ye of little faith. That was me. We won unanimously. So I want to give the Lord the glory here. He's led us. He's guided us. He's put the right people together. And we're going to keep fighting and give him the glory.
All right. I'm going to make an executive decision. We're going to go a little bit long. Holly, thank you so much.
I'm going to say goodbye. And Doug, thank you, too, for being our faithful friend and voice throughout all of this. Love you.
Holly, thank you for saying that. We're in this together, my friend. Thank you. All right. One more call. We're going to make executive decision. We're up against a break, but I'm going to go a little bit long here. Logan, have patience with me there behind the scenes. I want to get to Lucky, who's actually calling from Tennessee. Lucky, welcome to the right side.
Hey, Doug. My name actually is Lucy, L-U-C-Y.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. No, my old eyes, Lucy. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, I've got old eyes, too. I understand. But I just want to say, praise the Lord. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Cody and Linda. Thank all the people who have prayed and stood and fought for what pleases our Lord God Almighty. And he has moved, and I just want to say hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I'm just so moved. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lucy. Well, we're glad that you're out there, and thanks for being on the right side. I know that it means a lot to Kobe and to Linda, to the entire team in Missouri. I appreciate you very much.
Oh, I appreciate y'all. Keep doing it. We all keep doing it here in Tennessee.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Kobe, Linda, let me just get a couple of closing thoughts from you, and I'll let you go on with your lives here. I know that you might be being called by the legacy media at this point to come and talk to you, but I appreciate you being here. Linda, let me go to you first. Just, in a couple of minutes or less, closing thoughts. What's on your mind right now as you experience today and what has happened?
Well, this is an amazing feeling for us because the grassroots worked so hard and so long with very few victories. In my regular grassroots life, not my regular professional life, my regular grassroots life, I've written the book on hand counting to hand count our elections, and I've been traveling around the country talking to people about that. And there's just so many battlefields that we fight on. And when the call comes out to help on a different battlefield, you set yourself aside and you go and help there. But we will be back out doing hand counting. I think with what's going on in our country, people need to understand they could try anything between now and the election, and people have to understand it's easy to hand count. We do not need computers. I work with Mike Lindell on the causeofamerica.org team. You can find information there, but I am so grateful. We answer the call when it comes out. We did with what Kobe and with our delegations were doing, and we will be there for everything else. So please, everyone, stay the course. Don't feel that because it's so long between wins. Take this one in, enjoy it, but know that we are back at work already.
Well said and well met, Linda. Thank you very much. And Kobe, look, you're going to be there. You're in Milwaukee. The convention gets underway Sunday. I would love to be able to keep up with you during the course of those events. The same question for you as we begin here to wrap up this segment. Just your general thoughts. What's on your mind with this whole experience for the audience, just to sum up?
I am really encouraged, as I mentioned earlier, about the other Patriots that are here and the work that's being done and the progress we've made towards accountability and vetting and patriots and real Republicans who stand for our Republican values and our platform. It's exciting to be up here in the midst of this. And I just encourage those that are fighting this fight back home to continue to fight. And they can do so in a couple of ways. And that is, get out and vote. Obviously, research your committee men and your committee women, vote for the right one so that we can make change in our Missouri Republican Party and we don't have to fight this particular fight again. We can move on to the next level and fight a different fight. But if we can change our county committees and our state committee, then we won't have to fight this fight again. And so research those committee men and committee women that are going to be on your ballot August 6th. And vote for the correct one that will support the grassroots. And you're going to have to do some research because when you ask them, they're probably all going to say, oh, I'm grassroots, but they're probably not. So you got to figure out which one's the right one. So do that research. And if your committee spot is open and you're grassroots, run for that spot and be active in your local Republican Party and help us change our Republican Party from the grassroots up.
Thank you, Kobe, so much. Thank you for everything that you've done. Linda Rance, Kobe Collins, thank you very much indeed. I mean, again, I'll end where I began. Thank you for everything from all of us who have a soft spot in our heart for Missouri and for all patriots throughout the Republic who look to you as now a template of how to overtake and win against the swamp. God bless you both. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back with some brief closing thoughts right after this. Cheers.
You guys, I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a special on here, Brandon. You're the first one that is showing this right now. That Percale Sheets, remember that we had a box store canceled their order again. Okay, those Percale Sheets, you see the original price there on the King or on the Queen. I believe it's, I can't read.
$99.98.
And then they were on sale on TV for how much?
$39.98.
Now they're $34.98. So you take, and same with the King, you have $119 on sale everywhere in the country for $49.98. Here for Brandon for B66, $39.98. This is the lowest price you're going to see forever. This is it, the MyPillow bed sheet sale there. And then if you back it up, you guys. And then you're going to see also that, remember the extravaganza with the $25 MyPillows? This is where it all started. We've sold over 83 million MyPillows, the premium there with now with the new Giza tick. Doesn't matter if it's King or Queen, $25, any loft level. You guys, this is what keeps my factory going. This helps everybody, okay? And it helps you get the best sleep in history.
twc.health/Brandon. This is one of our sponsors, has been now for a few years. Here it is. You just go there. If you use that URL, folks, you not only save money, but our program gets credit, which helps us keep doing great shows like this for free and pushing them out. twc.health/Brandon. Look up here at the top of the page where it says Med Kits. Go down there to the one that says Contagion Emergency Kit. Contagion Emergency Kit. That's the one you want, right, Dr. McCullough?
Right. That's going to cover bird flu. Just you start on day one. I think all the animal workers, people in rural areas need to have these. You can't wait around for the pharmacist. If you start early, that comes with telemedicine. We can intensify the antivirals, get other drugs going. Very affordable. Join through Brandon's website. Join as a member, because we're working on ways to replace the used drugs, and you have to be a member to get that advantage.
Doug Billings, the shining light of truth and American exceptionalism.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right Side with Doug Billings. Just a few closing thoughts on all of this. And again, it doesn't matter if you're in Missouri or not. What we've discussed tonight are issues involving this rhino problem that we have throughout our party. And it's an example of how we can overcome it. I want to, again, before I have to say so long, give a shout out again to the people who have publicly stated their support for the grassroots movement. It means so much. And I've often told, as I travel the country and if I give a speech here, I give a speech there, I talk to candidates. We're in primary season, right? We're in election season now. We have a primary election coming up. We need to show up. Far too often we sit these early elections out. If somebody's in a primary, I'll just wait till the general election. Please don't do that. Please get up and vote, and make sure that you have asked and vetted and understand who are the true American MAGA conservatives. Look, there's nothing wrong with being a Make America Great Again candidate. Nothing wrong with that at all. And also begin to urge your local communities to vet these candidates. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Those people who do not want to vet are rhinos who more than likely want to hold on to power. I'll let the people vet me on election day. No. You will be vetted for the honor of being able to put an R behind your name on that ballot. So we will vet. Anyone who says no is either wildly misinformed or don't understand the procedures, or they're simply intellectually immature. Maybe a combination of all of those. But we will press forward with vetting. In the state of Missouri, Bill Eigel, thank you again for running for governor. And again, the template of anybody running for governor, Bill Eigel, thank you for coming forward publicly to support these groups of Missouri grassroots conservatives. Not sure why. Jay Ashcroft did not. Neither did. Now, I didn't expect Mike Kehoe to. Mike Kehoe, a member of the swamp hierarchy. Please, Missouri, do not let Kehoe get that governor's mansion. Please. Mark Alford did not come forward. Well, I don't want to get involved in state politics, Doug. Nonsense. He's nominating and endorsing rhinos left and right. Look, nothing against him personally. We have got to stand together, shoulder to shoulder. Mark, we need your help. Come back to the grassroots who put you in office. Stop with the endorsements of those who are not vetted and who are not true MAGA conservative Trump supporting grassroots patriots. Cut it the heck out, Mark Alford. So disappointing. Will Scharf, another good guy. Trump's attorney, high profile, passionate, one of the best speakers out there, running for the attorney general position in the state of Missouri. I encourage you to support Will Scharf, ladies and gentlemen. And Denny Hoskins, another one who came forward publicly, running for the Secretary of State. Not only did he come forward and support the grassroots, he's publicly said that he knows that there's election integrity issues in Missouri and throughout the Republic. He's going to get rid of the machines. He's going to go back to hand counting. It's one of the litmus tests. If you ask me, how do I tell who's a rhino? If they don't say what Denny says, if they don't say what Will Scharf has said, if they don't say what Bill Eigel has said, that there's election integrity issues in the state of Missouri and throughout the Republic, if they don't say that, or if they hem or they haw or they evade the question, that is a rhino. And they do not deserve your vote, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're beyond the time of being cordial here. All due respect, we're beyond the time. This is an aggressive reclaiming of our American republic. Engage in your local levels. This is where we win. Don't count on D.C. In fact, forget about D.C. because D.C. will only change once we change your local levels of government. That's the only way it happens. And in fact, that's how it's intended to happen. It's a big day for the state of Missouri and for the Republic. And I'm using it as a reminder to all of you, shoulder to shoulder, we unite behind the rebranding of the Republican conservative movement. This is not the Republican Party of the Bushes, of Karl Rove, or any of the old guard. You know, Melissa Thomas was on and she made a comment about people. Well, I've been here for 20 years. What have you done? It's precisely because you say that you've been here for 20 years that identifies you as a member of the swamp establishment. Do your job in a few years, get out. Term limits again. Ladies and gentlemen, share this. Like me, follow me, subscribe on YouTube. Share it. We have got to begin to go out and reclaim the Republic. And I know that with you and me and all of the others, we will do it. God bless you. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it. For the Republic. Cheers.
Welcome to Technocracy News with your host, Patrick Wood. I'm Logan House. Today we have a couple articles to go over. The first one will be AI's hacked skeleton key exploit can unlock safety measures in AI. The second one is technocrats accelerate social engineering and sharpen skills. And the third one will be explosive peer-to-peer reviewed study reveals 74% of deaths linked to COVID-19 shot. Patrick, do you want to get started on the first one, which is the AI skeleton key? It's a technique to convince AI to tell you, well, to trick AI, basically, is what I understand, correct? To trick AI into giving you a answer to a question that could be harmful or to get it to do something harmful.
That's right. You know, some people will remember the Star Trek episodes where Kirk is speaking to a computer, the ship's computer, and when the computer doesn't want to do something, he figures out a way around it to get them, authorization or whatever, and tricks it into giving it what it wants. This is exactly what's going on with this AI hack. It's really not a hack; it's an exploit. That's what they're calling it. And they've discovered this is happening across all the large language models of AI, not just one specific one. This means that the logic